Himachal Pradesh G.K. Brief History of District Kangra. Part 4 Medieval History. Exams Point of View. Imp. For HPAS, Tehsildar and other commission exams. Presented by Commission Corner. Like, share and subscribe. For more such daily updates. It takes a lot of efforts, make it worth by helping us grow. Medieval History of Kangra. Jaswan State. Jaswan was founded by Purab Chand in 1170 AD with its capital at Rajpura. It was the first offshoot of Kangra and the clan name is Jaswal. Una district was formerly known as Jaswan Dune drained by river Swan. Gobind Chand, in 1572, Gobind Chand was made guardian of Bidhi Chand, a minor son of Raja Jai Chand of Kangra, when he was taken as a prisoner by Akbar. He took part in both revolts against Mughals in 1588–89 and 1594–95. Chand, he helped Gurkhas against Sansar Chand in 1805. Later his state was annexed by Ranjit Singh in 1815. In the Second Anglo-Sikh War in 1848, he joined hands with Sikhs against the British, for which he and his son Jai Singh were deported to Almora, where both died. Ran Singh, he received the Jagir of Ramkot in Jammu when he married the Princess of Jammu. The title of Raja was not recognized by the British for him. Gular State. The original name of the state was Gwalior, derived from the word Gopala or Gwila, meaning a cowherd. Gwila pointed out the Hari Chand, the site where a tiger and goat were seen drinking water together. The name of the clan was Gularia. Hari Chand I, 1405. He founded the Gular state in AD 1405. It was the same Hari Chand I who was the ruler of Kangra. He built Haripur fort near Banganga river. Ram Chand, 1540. He was the 15th descendant of Hari Chand and said to have captured Raja Jai Chand of Kangra following the orders of Akbar. Jagdish Chand, 1570. Raja Bidhi Chand of Kangra in 1588–89 AD formed an alliance of the states between Jammu and Kangra and broke into the rebellion against Mughals, but Raja of Gular didn't participate in this revolt. As a reward, Akbar restored the areas of Gular state, i.e. Kotla fort and nearby areas, which were seized by Jai Chand of Kangra. Rup Chand, 1610. He was the most notable chief of Gularia clan and said to have participated in the final siege of Kangra fort in the reign of Jahangir. He received the title of Bahadur and Kilat from Jahangir for his service. Man Singh, 1635. From his time the suffix of the family was changed to Singh by the order of Shah Jahan, who admired him for his valor and named him Sher Afghan. He helped Mughals in siege of Malkot and Taragarh in AD 1641–42. He built the fort Mangarh. Bikram Singh, 1661. He was famous for his physical strength and could break a coconut into pieces with his hands. Raj Singh, 1675. Raja Raj Singh, Raja Shatar Singh of Chamba and Raja Dhirajpal of Bashola made an alliance to save their territory against the Viceroy of Lahore. Khwaja Reza Beg used to make inroads in the hill states. He also defeated the Mughals' forces under Hussain Khan, the governor of Kangra, and saved Mundi and Kelur from similar oppression. Duleep Singh, 1695. His father Raj died in 1695 when he was just 7 years old. Raja Uday Singh of Chamba was appointed his guardian. Govardhan Singh, 1730. He had a quarrel with Adina Beg Khan, governor of Jalandhara Tube, over a horse, in which Gularia chief emerged victorious. Prakash Singh, 1760. In 1758, Gular came under the control of Gamand Chand of Kangra. In 1785, Wazir Chand of Gular was able to capture the Kotla Ilaka, which was under the control of Mughals, and even repulsed Sansar Chand of Kangra. Bhup Singh, 1790. He was the last ruling chief of Gular. He joined the combined forces of hill states under the leadership of Amar Singh Thapa against Sansar Chand in 1805. In 1811, Gular was the first state to be annexed by Ranjit Singh under the command of Disa Singh Majithia. Shamsher Singh, 1826. He liberated Haripur fort from the Sikhs in the First Sikh War. Baldev Chand, he was the first vice-regal Darbari in the Kangra district. Sibha state. Sibha was an offshoot of Gular founded in d. 1450 by Sabran Chand, younger brother of Gular chief. Jahangir and Noorjahan visited Sibha in AD 1622. Sibha state remained under the rule of Sansar Chand from 1786 to Gurkha's invasion in 1806. The Raja of Sibha was Gobind Singh at that time. In 1808, Raja Bhup Singh of Gular invaded Sibha and annexed it. In 1809, it came under Ranjit Singh, and in 1830, he restored 1/3 part of the state called Koi branch to Raja Gobind Singh, 1/4 part called Kotla branch to Mian Devi Singh, nephew of Gobind Singh, and the Sibha fort remained under his jurisdiction. When Gobind Singh died, his son Ram Singh became Raja, and he fought against Sikhs in the Second Anglo-Sikh War and was able to take Sibha fort from Sikhs. He also ousted his cousin Mian Devi Singh from his Jagir of Kotla branch. In 1848, British incorporated Sibha Jagir, Kotla branch, Datarpur, Jaswan, and Gular. Raja Ram Singh, with the help of his brother Sundar Singh, retained the state and royal chair of Raja. In 1858, the British restored Kolta branch to Vijay Singh, son of Mian Devi Singh, but didn't acknowledge him, Raja. Later on, British created Dada Sibha and appointed Vijay Singh, son of Mian Devi Singh, as Raja, but the Sibha state remained an independent state. Ram Singh died without an heir in 1874 and his Jagir was transferred to Vijay Singh. Sundar Singh, brother of Ram Singh, who was looking after the seat of Wazir Fo Sibha, went to Lahore in a horse race and stood first there. The last ruler of the Sibha was Sham Singh. Datarpur state. It was an offshoot of Sibha, founded by Datar Chand in AD 1550, the clan name is Didwal. In 1786, the state came under the control of Sansar Chand. Gobind Chand. In 1806, Gobind Chand sided with the Gurkhas in their invasion of Kangra. In 1809, Datarpur was reduced to a Jagir and became the subject of Ranjit Singh. After the death of Gobind Chand in 1818, Ranjit Singh annexed it. Jagat Chand. In 1818, he surrendered his state to Sikhs and received a Jagir of 4,600 rupees per annum revenue for his maintenance. He rebelled with Katak Princess in 1848 against British and deported to Almora, where he died in 1877. Kutalhar state. Kutalhar is the smallest of all principalities of the Kangra area, founded by a Brahmin who ranked as Rajput on becoming the Raja, and the clan name was Kutlaria. Raja Jas Pal conquered Talhatai and Kutalhar and established his capital at Kot Kutalhar. The two states of Baji and Koti in the Shimla Hills were founded by his sons and grandson respectively. In AD 1758, Raja Gamand Chand annexed the northern province of the state Chauki. In AD 1786, Raja Sansar Chand annexed the whole state, and in 1809 the state came under Sikhs. Kindly like, share and subscribe to Commission Corner for more Himachal Pradesh General Knowledge exam-oriented series and current affairs of the state. It takes a lot of efforts, make it worth by helping us grow. Thank you.